Hey guys, Jennifer DeLorenzo here, and this is my coaching model presentation. In this presentation, we're just going to talk about the definition of leadership and some other aspects. We're going to talk about the overall view of different coaching styles. We're going to look at two different coaches and their coaching styles specifically, and throughout the video, there's going to be a viewer's workshop for you guys to do. This will help you in the end. So the definition of leadership is the action of leading a group or organization of people. There are 12 styles of leadership. They're all listed right here. And basically, we're going to talk about three of them, which is going to be the autocratic, the democratic, and the laissez-faire. Just throughout, you guys can take a look at this. You can pause it and read it if you want to know more about these coaching styles, however you'd like to do it. Autocratic is basically, that is the boss. Like, they make all the decisions without really addressing the team. The team does what they say. Democratic more involves everybody in the decision-making process. And then laissez-faire gives the authority to the followers, which is the team or the employees, in whichever case you're viewing this. We go more into the coaching styles. Again, this listed the autocratic, which is also could be called the commander coach. They're strict, they're hard on the team year-round, they don't lighten up. There's the democratic, which is also the cooperative, which they help work to build team cohesion, to make the team work better together. They make everyone feel like they're involved in the learning and growing process throughout the season. And then laissez-faire, submissive. They're the more hands-off, allows the team to make the decision for themselves. And finally, we have a different coaching style that we haven't talked about yet, which is the hybrid coaching style. The hybrid coaching style is more of a mix of all three traditional coaching styles. And they basically, throughout the season, depending on how the team is working together, how well they're doing, if they're winning, they change their coaching styles and become more lenient. This means at the beginning of the season, they could be more autocratic and very you need to do this. And then as the team grows and builds their team cohesion, they can be more democratic and allow the team to start making more decisions. And then laissez-faire could be towards the end while they're on a winning streak, and just towards the end, and allow the team to make the decisions for themselves. Of course, the coach is still there in a democratic way, just to make everybody feel like they are doing the right thing. So our two coaches that we're going to look at today is one of them, which is Mike Sullivan. He is the Pittsburgh Penguins head coach. For those of you that don't sport, the Pittsburgh Penguins are a hockey team, back-to-back Stanley Cup winners. So here's a little bit of his background. He played hockey in high school, throughout college. In 1987, he was the 69th overall draft pick for the Rangers, but he decided to finish school. After school, he played 11 years in the NHL, and I have his teams all listed there. He played for the U.S. national team, played in the International Hockey League for 3 years, also listed his teams there, and played in the AHL for 1 year, listed his team there as well. So that just gives you a little bit of background from where he's coming in a hockey standpoint. Finally, we start looking at his coaching career. He's did 2 seasons in the AHL, and I listed his teams there just in case you were curious. In the NHL, he was a head coach for 6 years, an assistant coach for 7, and a developmental coach for a whole season. I know this doesn't sound like much, but that's several years of coaching under his belt, several years of learning, changing, evolving his style. More of his coaching style, he's more of a democratic coaching. He has more of a democratic coaching style. While being in charge, he still allows his players to make decisions and understand that those decisions, that they can come with consequences. When he has to make big game-changing changes, he makes sure that the players know why he is making these changes, so the players know that they can get better. Throughout the game, same delivery, same tone, same demeanor. You can't tell if what you did affects his attitude until later. And then this is a quote from him directly. It says, "Things are not always going to go your way, so you have to decide how you're going to react." A couple things that his players and his peers say about him. He's very honest. He doesn't yell. He just tells you, "I need you to win this battle in the corner or get to the box out on this play." He will tell you whether you are a fourth-line winger or an all-star. That's from one of his players, Ian Cole. This is from another coach that he works for Coach Tortorella. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. He is going to try to empower them, but he's also going to hold them accountable. Again, that just shows that, he is still in charge, but he's going to let his team make his decisions. Next, we're going to look at Guy Gwiatkowski. He's the Penn State men's hockey coach. Sticking with the theme here with the whole hockey. Here's a little bit of his background. He played at the Colorado College. He's a 3-time West Coast Hockey League All-Academic Team member. He did 7 years professional. And I have it listed there that was East Coast. He played for the East Coast Hockey League, the International Hockey League, the AHL. He competed with the Canadian national team, and he also played professionally in Austria, the Netherlands, and Sweden. A little bit about his coaching career. He spent 3 seasons as the head coach and director of the French Coast Falcons in the West Coast Hockey League. Before becoming collegiate, that's what he did, and then he went to the University of Alaska, where he was a head coach there for 5 years and was inducted into their Hall of Fame in 2014. From there, he moved on to Princeton, was a head coach there for 7 seasons. He got ECAC Hockey Coach of the Year in 1998 and had more than 20 players sign professional contracts when he was working with the Tigers. And now he's at Penn State. He's going in his 5th year of being the head coach here. In the 2014-15 season, he was named the Big Ten Coach of the Year. The 15-16 season, he led the Nittany Lions to being the 3rd ranked in the Big Ten. And just this past season, he led the Nittany Lions to win the Big Ten championship. Some of his coaching style, he's more of a democratic, laissez-faire coach. A couple things that he's said himself, he needs keep in mind that you're in a developmental level. Basically, he's at that point where they're still learning, they're still growing their strengths and weaknesses. He also says that I really think that with the way you act, a byproduct is the demeanor your team's gonna have. And finally, he said, if you can continually yell directions at your players, you're really stealing that opportunity for growth. And he's discussed how important it is to correct mistakes, but it's all about the timing of mistakes. Because if you correct it at the wrong time, it could hurt the game. If you correct it at the appropriate time, it could do, the game wonders, and it could change the outcome. Again, he allows his players to be creative and decide the plays and how they're going to execute them, which shows more of a laissez-faire, they're going to do this here, but he's still, this is the line that we're starting with, these are the lines that are going to follow, and he chooses when they're going to go out. So now I want you to take time to go ahead and pause this video, and on a piece of paper, I want you to compare and contrast these different things about our 2 coaches that we just talked about. One about their career, both before coaching and now during coaching. I feel like this is important because, what they've done before and how they are as coaches now have a big play. Bench attitude, which can also be, the way they take wins and losses, and then compare their coaching styles and personalities. And then I want you to name 2 things that from either coach or from both that you would use in your coaching style and methods. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a minute to do that. So here are a couple of the things that I decided I was going to compare and contrast. A couple similarities is that they're both willing to let their players make some decisions in the plays that are going to be made. They're both rather calm during games. You don't really see them getting mad and yelling very often. They both believe it's about the process, not the product. Although winning is a great thing, it is better, Guy said, he's still in the developmental stage, which is one of the difference between Guy Gwiatkowski and Coach Sullivan. And they both believe that things don't always go your way, and it's about the way you react to them. This could be, wins, losses, mistakes that the teams have made. And then finally, some differences is that Sullivan empowers his teams but holds them accountable. Guy does the same thing in a different way. Guy also doesn't limit his players' creativity. They're very, I do this, you do that. Like, he doesn't like fully do the plays. Like, he lets the team put in their say. And then finally, Guy is coaching from a developmental stage, which means that they're still learning. They're not perfect. They're not playing for money. They're playing the college levels, hopefully going to the NFL and getting an education while doing it. So finally, we're going to talk about a couple things on how you can apply this to your coaching portfolio. You can consider the 2 things that you listed in the viewer workshop. If you like a certain thing that they do, you can adapt what they do into your coaching style. That can be real helpful. If you strongly agree with something that, that is part of their ethics, their philosophy, you can always find a way to incorporate that into your ethics or philosophy. And then you can also use coaching models like this to show that other coaches believe in the same things that you do, which can also really build your credibility. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two, and just you took something away from this. Here are all the resources that I used throughout, finding all the information about the 2 coaches. So don't be afraid to, click on those links. There will be a paper following under the page that you can go and find these links, and there will also be an outline given to you. Just in case you wanted to go back and review any of this, the PowerPoint will also be uploaded to the website. So I hope you guys really enjoyed, and check out the rest of the website.